From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go over that fourth stimulus recon that's becoming law in the next few days. Leader Schumer representing the voting is starting within just a few days and is going to become a law. I'll have all the latest details in this recording about the recon, its passage, its timeline, and also the payout to you. This recon is going to pass in the next few days, and it's going to have those Senate changes going on in there. And this will be the single biggest payout you ever seen in the history of this channel. Get your pen and paper ready, because I'm going to go over every check you're going to get in this recon, at least $15,000 of them. Get ready to pounce, because it's first come, first served for this money as a Purple Hawk. Hawk, hawk. Let's turn then to the big money that's going to get in your hands before Christmas. Holiday stimulus. It's third stimulus. And viewers have gotten on average $5,000 in the last 2 weeks, clean up across the board. I'm going to show you how to get this money, and in today's recording, I'm going to show you how to get more of it than you got even before. We'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, this stimulus, with that COLA raise and how it's impacting your SNAP benefits, your questions asked and answered on air. And then we'll be turning to a preview of what to anticipate for the Federal Reserve when it has that major announcement in just about an hour and a half to 2 hours from now. Plus, the latest analysis from me of where I think we're going with this incredible recon. It's a great big morning across the board because the recon is becoming law, fourth stimulus recon. The third stimulus is paying viewers about $5,000 in their hands, so they're getting about $5,000 to now reallocate for those holiday gifts. They're getting a lot of money before Christmas. It's a great day. Everything is happening and everything is falling into place. On my latest analysis about what those comments were from Raphael Warnock overnight, and those details and more. As the toast is toasted, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing as a big Mornings LA heats up and starts up as we start right now live from Santa Monica. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day and hope the weather is good to where you are. Jump on the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. Here we go. That recon is becoming a law. It is becoming a law, and those Senate changes are happening by the minute. A lot of changes happening today and happening tomorrow. That's why you have to promise yourself to watch every single video and every single day over the next 14 days of this channel, because there's a lot of changes coming to this recon as we are at the edge of the finish line. The incredible programs in this recon. Get your pen and paper ready to take notes. This is your money. This is your checks. You want to know how to get it. I'm going to show you how to get it. It's incredible recon. Then, no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus. You can get some holiday stimulus, Christmas stimulus. That's right now. And it's paying out viewers on average $5,000 in their hand. It's deliciousness. I'm going to go over the latest details on that. Student loan debt forgiveness, the offer from the president. Plus, we'll be turning to that fifth stimulus. Your questions answered about that COLA raise and how it's impacting your SNAP benefits. I've seen your questions across the board. Plus, we'll have a preview of what the Federal Reserve is doing in about 2 hours from now. And I have all my insight about where I think that recon is going in the next 7 days to the finish line, plus my commentary and new details at the very end of this video about how to get more money. If you've gotten some already, I'll have more about that across the board, because guess what? The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. And the bacon just sort of still missing. still sort of missing. But with that, I want you to subscribe. Go into this video right now and hit that subscribe button. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. I think there are 2 of them. And with that, let's go over all the incredible sums of money in this incredible recon starting right now with that $15,000 of checks that are in that recon. And they, boy, are they paying you out a lot of money. The average payout will be at least $15,000, but you're going to see in a second it may be a lot more. 3 clusters, 3 add-ons. We're going to go over all the incredible details starting right now. And we're going to start with that hazard pay for that earned income tax credit. One more year across the board for my essential workers. Congratulations to you. The elder care, $4,000 got it in there. The $4,000 for the care of the children got it in there. The CTC, child tax credit, $3,600 and one more year of that got it in there. The Pell Grant, $550 check for my college students. The $3,600 for the CTC, and also the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Wow. Really incredible, great news. Now, there's 3 clusters and 3 add-ons. The first add-on comes from Maxine Waters. A lot of people are very excited about this, especially Lynn Glenn and a lot of other viewers. It is free money for the purchase of your first home. Yeah, you heard me right. How do you get these sums of money? Stay with me. It's coming up and later in this video. But Maxine Waters wanted to give you $25,000. She got a little bit less. All those incredible sums of money coming up in just a second. Let's go to the second cluster checks. Here we go. Home repairs and paid leave. Well, they got universal pre-kindergarten, tuition-free community college. They got in there. Community college came out. That's right. They got in there the household tax credit, the paid leave, and also they got the weatherize your home. You know, it's the holiday season and you need to weatherize your home. No, that's winterizing your home. So if you show up at Mitch's house and you see the lobster decorations, the lobster lights, the lobster ornaments, and the lobster stocking stuffers, you know you've reached the wrong place. Yeah, that is not where you want to be. Now, when they serve you the lobster martini, that is when it's time to run for the door. Even Ted Cruz's party is better than that. More about Ted Cruz coming up later in this video and what he said this morning. Let's go to the second add-on that came from the illustrious Bob Casey. He's not so much into lobster. He got in there less than $250 billion for home health care and seniors on disabilities. Wow. He went a little bit more, but he got a little bit less. It's still great. Let's go to that third cluster checks. Seniors on free internet. This is where it becomes deliciousness. In this third cluster, they got in there immigration reform, cheaper prescription medication. They got in there the free school meals for all checks, the money for the free internet, the money for the farmers, the independent contractors, and then the seniors. The seniors got 2 provisions from the House, but the Senate vows to add 3 more. So the House got in there the Medicaid gap fix and the hearing. The Senate vows to put in there the dental, vision, and the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is par for the course of what we're talking about when we're talking about the acronym on this channel, MSC, which stands for multiple IRS stimulus checks. The reason why we use the word IRS is to make this very clear, because there are many checks in this recon. And we want to differentiate this one as the one that comes from IRS. Back in the month of May, legislators told thousands of viewers it's going in there. Thousands and thousands of viewers were told by 6 senators it's going in there. And we advocated. And boy, did we ever advocate. But when the legislation landed in the Senate, the ball was in their court 2 weeks ago. So I said to pick up the phone and re-advocate. And you did. And in those last 2 weeks, viewers have been told it's going in there. And who has been told? Janet. Being told by Chuck Schumer, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's office, it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. Then, same message from Juan Wyden's office to Donnie and his wife Sharon. Same message to Bonnie from Liz Warren's office. Same message to Tyrell from Bob Casey's office. And same message to Lynn from Bob Casey's office, to Chris Coons' office, to her as well. When we talk about an MSC, what are we talking about? The legislators represent it would be the same eligibility as a single individual got in third stimulus. $75,000 less, a single individual got it. Married couple, $150,000 less, got it. Double it. Family of 4, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you got it as well. It's not taxable because it's not income. It's offered in all U.S. states. It's offered to adult dependents, and it's offered to everyone on benefits across the board. So when we advocate for it, its inclusion involves picking up the phone and speaking to a staffer at best, and at worst, leaving a voice message saying, I need it. Don't use the word MSC, use simple words so they understand what you're talking about. And who should you advocate to now that we're at the edge to the finish line? Because guess what? This is the most important time to advocate. You want to advocate to those 6 senators at issue. And their names and graphics are Casey, Coons, Warren, Sanders, and Schumer. Let's look at who they are right now. It is Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Pick up the phone and say why you need it and why your family needs it. The chief of staff to one of the #1 guys at the recon says, keep on advocating until it becomes a law. So we're about 7 days away from it to become a law. That is why you need to advocate right now. They now have in total, between congressional senators' office, received more contact of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition, says that chief of staff. They now have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories in the voice of the people across the nation. And you, ally, as you have become too loud to be ignored. The graphics is 3 million. We're upwards of about 8 million now. Please can continue your continued encouragement for the continued advocacy. As the professional voice of the people, you have become ally and continue ally until this becomes a law. And who are those people you advocate to? Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Meantime, advocate also for your wallet. And advocating for your wallet involves picking up the phone and getting the big money available right now from, sorry, hit the wrong graphic there. Advocating the big money right now that's available from third stimulus. And that big money available from third stimulus is a lot. Average viewers have gotten $5,000. In the second half of this video, I'm going to show you how to get this big money, and we call it holiday stimulus. Average viewer getting a $5,000 payout, and in the final 5 minutes of this video, stay in the final 5 minutes, I'm going to show you 2 extra sources to get extra sums of money. This is money you're getting right now before Christmas. It's third stimulus, and it's paying a lot. Then in the second half of this video, all the breaking news that you've been anticipating. We'll be going over that student loan debt forgiveness, what's happening with it, the latest details on fifth stimulus, and how it impacts your benefits, including SNAP and that COLA raise. Your questions answered live on air. But of course, the breaking news is that recon is going to become a law in the next few days. The Senate changes are going to be robust, and we're going to go over every check. You want to listen really carefully because this is where your big payout is. Every check is incredible recon. That'll pay you at least $15,000. So those details and more as we go into a big second half of this live broadcast direct from Santa Monica. I'm excited you're here. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now as we go into the big second half of Mornings LA, direct from Santa Monica, California. You're going to have a beautiful Christmas, and that's no hyperbole across the board. The incredible recon is going to be passed, and those Senate changes going in there. I'll have the latest checks across the board that are going in there. Lots of checks is incredible recon. No hyperbole about that either. At least $15,000. In fact, I'm undervaluing it. It may be upwards of $50,000 to $60,000 of checks in this incredible recon. We'll be turning then back to third stimulus, and no hyperbole about this either, as viewers are getting on average $5,000 because they listened rather than came into the live chat and run their negativity. Viewers are cleaning up, and you are now the brunt of jealousy because you're walking into Christmas with $5,000 in hand. And guess what? I'm going to give you more ability to make other people jealous because I'll show you how to get even more money today. This is money right now, and viewers continue to clean up. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, plus the latest details on that COLA raise and how it impacts your SNAP benefits. I'll be explaining the latest details because you've had some great questions about that. Plus, a preview of what to anticipate from the Federal Reserve with its major announcement in less than 2 hours from now. Those details and more coming up in the second half. But first, I want you to subscribe. Go right on this video right now and sign up for the #1 most watched geopolitical news channel in the nation. It's called LALATE, and you're watching it right now. #3 overall on financial news between broadcasts and internet. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member to get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday that features the big money that viewers are cleaning up from on their third stimulus. That newsletter comes out Monday through Friday. Also sign up for those LALATE alerts under this video, which is totally free across the board. And with that, let's go into the breaking details of that recon going to the finish line and what you need to know with the minutes ahead of us. Here we go. I'm going to first go over timeline, then I'm going to go over substance. Timeline. Leader Schumer of the Senate has had two different quotes in the last week. The first quote is, the forced stimulus recon will become a law by Christmas, the 24th, Christmas Eve. The second quote is, the forced stimulus recon will pass the Senate by Christmas Eve, the 24th, this Friday, next Friday. So the two quotes are quite different as to timeline. Let's go over the details. First, to pass something in the Senate, they need a Senate floor vote, assuming he gives you a vote-a-rama, 2 days of vote-a-rama, and that's 3 days. Starts the next Monday, which he represents. 3 days in a 5-day work week. Pretty easy, wouldn't you say? Now, if he wants to make it law, what does he have to do? He has to send it back to the House because they're changing at least a word or two. That means it goes back to the House. The House sometimes is voted on legislation in 2-3 hours and sometimes 1 or 2 days. So 3 days, suddenly you add 4 days. 4 days in a 5-day work week can be done, but very, very tight. What is my takeaway of the situation? One, I think they can pass in the Senate by Christmas, but I think making it a law by Christmas Eve, I think it's very, very tight. Still possible, but very, very tight. Here's why I believe, however, it will become law by the end of the year, and I believe it's around the 27th, 28th, 29th. 3 reasons. Number one, there are both conservative and liberal analysts out there that are in universal agreement it's becoming a law in the month of December. I've never seen anything like this, and I'm in agreement it's becoming a law. Number two, we have very pragmatic, intellectual, smart, long-standing Senate Democrats who says it must pass in December. Why? Because many of the key provisions they are very proud to give you under third stimulus are set to expire. You can't have them expire because the way the recon is written is to continue something that's a law. They would have to go rewrite parts of the legislation. So they don't want them to expire. They want you to continue to receive those benefits, like the hazard pay, the earned income tax credit, things like that. So they got to get it done by mid to late December. Number three, a new era of bipartisan procedural workings. Unbeknownst to us, we learned just late last week that since October, Mitch McConnell privately had reached out to Chuck Schumer and said, I want to have no procedural battles with you. I want to do everything procedurally bipartisan. And they have. That is why the senators have now cleared their desk of everything. First, they've cleared their desk of the debt ceiling limit. Done. Passed. They have cleared their desk for the defense spending bill. And so the forced stimulus recon is all that's left to be done. Now, out there is the uncertainty. Is there a strange non-event that we did not anticipate that could slightly delay us from Monday to Tuesday to start the voting, or from Monday to Wednesday to delay the voting? There's nothing at the moment, and what I want to remind you is the guy who determines when to vote is only one guy. His name is Chuck Schumer. Raphael Warnock had a quote overnight, and I was on social media, and I was really not happy with his quote. Why? Because he was being praised on social media, but I said, let's remember, Raphael Warnock was the senator out of Georgia who was elected to give you a $2,000 stimulus check. He never gave it to you. Then his latest quote was, he wants the Voting Rights Act to be done this month and to move the recon into January. Yeah. Raphael Warnock does not determine when things go for a vote. So it's always those type of things out there that you have to hope that they don't gain any traction. They aren't. That's just him talking. Now, understand he does want you to have the recon. He just doesn't think it needs to be done this month. But let's go over the incredible details of how Chuck believes it's going to get done in the next few days, and every single check. Get your pen and paper ready because we're going to go over every check in this recon. And just like third stimulus, it's first come, first serve, diminishing money, and you have to pounce as a purple hawk. Hawk, hawk. And so I want you to make notes right now on every check you hear that interests you. Make notes and listen. And if you have a question about the check, make notes next to that. It'll be featured in a new show coming to this channel to have a live interaction. Let's go over all those incredible checks in this 4 stimulus recon, starting with the paid leave. Got it in there, and boy, is it a lot. And that paid leave pays about $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. If you make $35,000 or more per year, then $800 a week. If you make $15,000 or more per year, about $400 a week. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. So yeah, it's a lot of money. It's about $5,000 to $6,000 on the high end. If you work, it's all income levels and all types of workers, W-2, 1099. If you don't work, but live with your son and daughter, and they take off from work once a week to take you to the doctor, they're going to get the check for the household. They got in there the SALT cap, currently $10,000 of what you deduct on the federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. They're going to raise it to $72,500. They got $40 billion of free job training in this recon. Very important for millions of Americans who want to get a higher paying job. Then they got in there the Medicaid gap fix. A big win for so many Americans that send me messages saying, where is that cheaper medical insurance? Here it is. There are 12 Republican states that vowed never to pay for Obamacare, so they got in there, the Democrats, a workaround plan that will provide years of subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states, which then brings us to the best provision of this recon. You know what it is. It's incredible. It's deliciousness. It's the housing. $150 billion of it, with 6 provisions, 3 that are new, which are weatherize your home purchases, and first-time home purchases, and then 3 that are eerily familiar: rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. And where did we first see them? Over a year ago on this channel, and most recently in third stimulus. And guess what? You don't have to wait for fourth stimulus to become a law, because you can get this money right today, and this is your Christmas stimulus. This is what viewers have listened and learned in the last 2 weeks and have cleaned up. The average viewer of this channel has gotten $5,000, 4 to 6 months of rent, and 2 utilities in the last 2 weeks. Why is this Christmas and holiday stimulus on fire? Why? Because this is how it works. You go to your wallet to take out a wad of cash to pay the landlord for rent in the month of December. Normally, now you don't, because the cash will stay in your hand, in your wallet, and the rent to the landlord will be paid by third stimulus. That frees up $1,000 in your wallet that can go to holiday gifts, holiday meals, holiday travel, and more. It's incredible. And let's go over money at the end of 2020. Paid people's bills, got them free holiday gifts, because now they can go out and get some holiday gifts. Like Tyrone and his family Ford out of Boston got $15,000, paid all the rent to the new year. That's how we rock and rolled. At the same time, I saw a body of legislation floating around. I looked at it, I had exclusive of it on this channel. I said, I'm going to call it third stimulus. I coined the expression. I said, I'm looking at it. There's a $1,400 stimulus check in there, but I think I can get you $15,000. The thing I like about this, folks, I told people in December 2020, is that it's the same type of money you're getting now with me during this December 2020 season for rent and utilities, that when third stimulus becomes law, and there's $47 billion of money for it, you're going to clean up royally. I said I can get you about $15,000 across all the incredible programs of this recon when it becomes law. When it became law, you listened, you learned, and you pounced as a purple hawk, which is an expression I came up on this channel before there was an emoji, before there was a membership, that says you pounce hawk, hawk, like a hawk, and get that money before anyone else, because it's first come, first serve. And you did. You got an average $45,000 from third stimulus as soon as it went live in spring of this year. Over the summer, you got another round. And then 2 weeks ago, you and I are on the same wavelength. We understand one another. And you and I both understood that fourth stimulus was not going to put anything in your hand before Christmas. Not enough days left. So I said, you want money? You want holiday gifts? You want holiday meals? You want holiday travel? You want to free up some bills? Let's get some third stimulus. Viewers are surprised by this for 2 reasons. 1, viewers who had gotten third stimulus earlier this year thought they couldn't get another round. Number 2, viewers who had never gotten it before, were new viewers to this channel, welcome if you're a new viewer, thought it had been used up. That was months ago. I thought it was all gone. Nope, you can get more money. And here you go. So let's go over the incredible stories of how you get this money right now and how to get that pen and paper ready. First, I want to start with the stories. These are viewers who have succeeded in the last 2 weeks to get on average $5,000. The high end has been $138,000. The low end has been about $2,500. Amy says, thank you for your unprecedented dedication to helping your viewers learn and attain financial independence during these uncertain times. You're always pleasant, positive, witty, and a pillar of hope for the American people. I appreciate that. She is from the tornado-ravaged areas of rural Kentucky, but her message came in before the tornadoes hit. Her message is very important for two reasons. One, she wants you to know the money available everywhere, even in difficult rural areas. Number two, she got multiple rounds. She got one round of utilities early this year. It should be two rounds of utilities early this year, a new round, third, just a few days ago. She got one round of rent earlier, now a new round. She had gotten food stamps as well. And she says, God bless. God bless back to you, and send your prayers to all those neighboring states around Kentucky ravaged by those horrible tornadoes. We have Judy, who says that you're definitely Jesus in disguise. I appreciate that. Thank you for your reporting. I got money last year from you, about $3,000, and now I got another $3,000 for December, January, and February into next year. Now I'm able to get Christmas gifts I've ever wanted to, and I'm telling other people, and they're getting food and mortgage assistance and Christmas gifts as well. Happy holidays. I love that. So she heard exactly. She now doesn't have to pay $1,000 to the landlord for rent this month. She has $1,000 to go get holiday gifts and has $2,000 still sitting in her wallet for next year. It's incredible. We have Sandra, who got money, and she says, I tell all your friends about you to watch every video. Very, very kind, Sandra. We have Tonya, who says, thank you for always being so helpful. We have Thorn Diaz, who got 4 more months of rent. Incredible. We have Chef John Meyer, who got additional money for SNAP. We have Deborah, who got $4,000. Thank you, LA. We have Lynn Glenn. You know her. She got rent earlier this year. She got another round of rent. We have Larica. She's just absolutely wonderful, just a doll. She got a free lumber, free wood, because that's how her house is powered. Robin got 3 rounds of utilities, then 3 rounds of another utilities, all in the same week. How do you do that? It's coming up in a second. She says you're an angel in disguise. I appreciate that. There is also Dee, who got about $5,000. Congratulations to her. There is Madonna, who got $4,000. And then let me turn to Chris. I love Chris's story. Why? Because he got $10,000 from this early this year. He said, Ella, thank you for making these videos, because I would never have known I can get more money from third stimulus. And he got another $5,000. So get your pen and paper out. If you're a member, pull out the newsletter, follow along with me. And we'll go over how to get these incredible sums of money starting right now. And we're starting with the rent, which viewers are, again, averaging about 4 to 6 months of rent. It has gone up a lot. This was the graphic 3 months ago. Viewers getting $20,000 to $30,000. Now they're getting upwards of about $40,000 for that rent. Where do you get it? 6 places. You ready? Here you go. Take notes. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. 3 months. You must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, you must get applications in the file everywhere. Number 3, you must get multiple rounds. You got a round early this year like Chris, get another round today. If you got a round yesterday from one organization, get another round today for a different series of months from another organization. Utility assistance. Reach out to all utilities to get those sums of money. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Incredible. SNAP is money for food. You shouldn't be paying for your own food if you got a third stimulus check. The payout is gone up 25% starting the month of October. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 per year. Yes, he's getting $250,000 from this channel over the next 10 years. Many, many viewers of this channel are getting massive payouts for SNAP lifetime because they found this channel. Combo. Get those combo items. Starting with Nisi, here she is, and Art Sullivan. They got 3 items. And I've told viewers ever since to get 3 items across the board. Well, here was Mark at 2 items at 32. I said, Mark was your third. He got his third, 50,000. Now he's got more. He's at over 100,000. Here's Lorraine. She was at 105, and now she's at 120. And you can do this as well. This is all for you. In the last week, one viewer got $40,000 for rent. Incredible. Another viewer got $138,000 from all the programs in third stimulus. The biggest payout we've ever seen for the history of this channel. And that's for him and his family. Incredible. But let's turn to Johnny and his great 3-part story. Johnny's first part of the story started with him working by listening to his videos on a Monday. By Wednesday, he had 3 programs approved. Very good. $45,000. But Johnny heard my recordings where I say, don't stop at 1 program approved, get as many as you can. And he did. By the end of the week, he had 7 programs approved. Now, why do I like Johnny's story? I like Johnny's story because to get 7 programs approved, you're going to have to make at least 15 phone calls. That's great. Why? Because you have about a 20 to 50% rejection rate on the telephone. I like it. He made the effort. How much did he get in 5 days? $80,000. Part two is an incredible story. Followed the next week. He reached out to his two family members and said, I got $8,000 last week from LA. They said, I've heard about him. He's the guy with the bacon. Yeah, that's him. And they said, where'd you get that money from? He said, from third stimulus. He said, how come I haven't heard this on broadcast media? He said, they don't cover it. He covers it. Let me show you how to get the money. And by the end of the week, they each became believers. They each got $50,000. Part three of Johnny's incredible story came in 2 Sundays ago. I was watching Sunday Night Football, and I got a private message on Instagram from Johnny. He says, people kept on coming over the house asking me, can you help me and get that third stimulus money? We watched the videos. They became subscribers. We did together, and I helped 32 people. I said, wow, Johnny, how much money gets 32 people? He said, $850,000. If you're not, become a member right now. Go right on this video right this second and become a member. Sign up for that incredible newsletter that features all the incredible money so you learn about how to get this money. It features the 6 places you reach out to. It features the keywords you say. It features the 3 musts. It also features stuff not covered in this video that helps get you big sums of money. It features the treasury letter you want to read before you make the phone call so you know exactly what this money was and how it went out. It features the 5 nonprofits that pay for other items and other eligibility, and the 1 nonprofit that even pays for home repairs. Consider becoming a member today to go under to get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. And with that, let's continue with fourth stimulus, where we left off last at looking at those home provisions. And those home provisions, 3 of them are brand new. The 3 new home provisions in there are the weatherize your home for all types of homes, the home repairs for existing low-income homes, and the first-time home purchase, money given to the seller by the federal government during escrow in your name. They got in there the $550 check for the Pell Grant for my college students. They got in there the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. And then they got in there one of the best provisions of the entire recon, the cheaper medicine. Cheaper medicine. This is Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, the most expensive medication there are. 20 medications day one, cheaper right across the board. Growing to 30 medications by the year 2028. Cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. If they do, there's a penalty provision in there. Penalty provision? Who said you can put a penalty provision in there? So says Pat Toomey, the GOP senator. I agree. Penalty provision is likely to come out. And that is why I've been telling you day in, day out, do not miss a single video on this channel over the next 14 days, because provisions are coming out and provisions are going in. Money is increasing and money is decreasing. And you want to pounce, hawk, hawk, as a purple hawk first before anyone else to get these sums of money, because it's a diminishing fund of money. The Senate parliamentarian is set to rule potentially by this Friday as to what provisions come out and what go in there. So the immigration reform, I think it's going out. This penalty, I think it's going out. The paid leave, potentially going out. If any provision goes out, it doesn't remove the money. It just removes the program. The money can be reallocated. And if it's reallocated, it could be going to your IRS potential stimulus checks. Let's go over the other provisions that are in this recon. But what's important to understand is that if you're looking at this graphic, yeah, there is $15,000 of checks in this recon, for stimulus recon. No, it's highly likely it's a lot more. I've clearly undervalued the number on purpose. I don't want to make the number too high, but you certainly see how it's likely a lot bigger. It's likely 50 to 60,000. Why? Because everything from third stimulus continue for that housing. That got you 45,000. Then we have the new Senate provisions going in there. We have the add-ons, those 2 add-ons like Maxine and Bob Casey's add-on. So it's clearly a lot of other money. So what are the other checks in this recon? They got in the universal pre-kindergarten, 3 to 4 year olds. They got in there the nutrition if the kid is not in school. We went over the housing. The new provision, the continuing provisions in there, they don't want to have expire, are the CTC, the child care, and the earned income tax credit. Meantime, what's going on with that student loan debt forgiveness? We'll go over that to right now for just a blink of an eye and fifth stimulus before we come back to fourth in just a second. There's an offer on the table to forgive $10,000 of student loan debt across the board. The Democrats should take it from that offer from the president. He previously forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled after graduation and people who went to work in the nonprofit or public sector after graduation. Fifth stimulus, COLA raise and SNAP. Lots of questions I'm getting. I'm going to answer them right now. First, Your benefits are going up January 1, 5.9% automatically. You don't have to do anything across the board. Everyone is 5.9%. In the case of veterans, you may have seen the increase starting this month. Now, I can't even make a joke about this, but it's so bizarre. There's some people actually dropping comments saying, I don't want my benefits to go up. Excuse me? I can't make this stuff up, folks. There's some people that said, I don't want my benefits to go up. Okay, well, I can't help you. There's a donation a basket outside the church. So go put the extra benefits in the basket if you don't want the extra money. They're already hemming and hawing that the benefits went up and something went down. So let me explain what's going on, because there's no reason for you to hem and haw. We've been fighting to increase your benefits for over a year on this channel. The first thing that's at issue is that your SNAP benefits went up 25% average lifetime in October. Your COLA is going up 5.9. Your COLA is 5.9%. So your benefits are going up 5.9% next year. That doesn't mean your SNAP is going to go down 25% because it just went up 25%. It may go down about 5.9%, your SNAP benefits. Because why? COLA is increasing your benefits. Your benefits are income. You're making more money with more benefits. And if you're making more money, you get less SNAP. But not a dramatic change across the board. COLA is only raising you 5.9, and SNAP would at most reduce you 5.9. Now, are you going to lose SNAP? No. There's only one case in which you can lose SNAP. If you're a person who works but also has a Social Security check, for example, and you make a lot of income between the Social Security check and the normal income, you're right on the edge of ever qualifying for SNAP, even before this happened. And if suddenly your retirement check is a little bit more, Social Security check is just a little bit more, and you're just on the edge of ever qualifying for SNAP, you're very borderline, that may disqualify you. But that's a very rare circumstance across the board. Later today, in about almost an hour from now, the Federal Reserve is about to announce its Fed policies for next year. Very important. Let me explain what's going on. The Federal Reserve came in to support this economy as soon as the pandemic hit. We didn't know what the pandemic was. The Federal Reserve's concern at the time was that people would go to banks, take all the cash out, fearing the world was ending in March of 2020. Clearly, that never happened. So they want to keep liquidity of cash flowing. Clearly, we never had a liquidity problem. So they were buying mortgage-backed securities, and now they don't have to. So they want to stop doing that. Stop doing that is called tapering. And they want to taper fast or taper slow. They also want to raise interest rates 1 time, 2 times next year. So we're going to see how that plays out in the next few hours. And I'll have the latest details on either holidays LALATE or on evenings LALATE at 5 o'clock. It's very, very important across the equation for you as well. And with that, let me go into my final 5 minutes of this video and my commentary, maybe a little bit more than 5 minutes, of where this recon is going, the finish line, the extra money you can get, the voting, the cash, the third stimulus, and more. I got a lot for you, and it's a big part of the final 5 minutes. That's why I always stay to the end. And here we go. First, do I believe the recon's becoming a law? Absolutely. Do I think it's becoming a law in the month of December? Yes, unless something unforeseen is happening. Do I think it's going to become a law by Christmas? I think it's really tight. I mean, I really don't. It doesn't make much of a difference to any of us if it becomes a law on the 24th or the 27th. Are you going to get any cash in your wallet from forced stimulus before Christmas? Absolutely not. There was no way you ever would, because there's no way to do so. Multiple checks? Yes. Lots of checks? Yes. Lots of checks. What I want you to understand is that when these things get to the finish line, people start paying attention. And when they start paying attention, and not you, these are other people, and when they start paying attention, when they weren't paying attention all along over the last few weeks or last few months, they want to talk about their talk. And I want you to understand that you are an elite group and you will not be them. You're an elite group because there's one way to be left back in society: lack of information, lack of education on a subject. And if you don't know the subject, you're left behind, and other people get the benefit of knowing the subject and getting the money. It could be anything from a $500 check to repair homes in a community you didn't know was available and everyone else got except you. Lack of information leaves people behind. Here's what you need to know. is that you are now an elite group in which you've learned about what is going into this fourth stimulus recon. As soon as we're on the edge of it becoming a law, we're going to have a new live show on this channel where you're going to be able to ask me your questions. The paid leave. Who pays me the check? And how do I ask for the money? And what if I go off of paid leave and go back on paid leave? How does that work? That's what we're going to do on this channel. That's what we did with EIDL. That's what we did with PUA. You're going to be an elite group where you understand how to get this money. And I want you to understand that being that elite group causes external influences to circle around you. There's going to be three types of external influences. The first will be the people out there like the Ted Cruz, loving, Steve Bannon, loving people who want to tell you there's nothing there for you. They don't want you to have it, and so they don't want you to know about it, and they want you to know incorrect information. And they're very angry. They're very angry. As the recon becomes law, they get more angry about it, and they're going to take it out on you by trying to tell you wrong stuff. And I've already seen it. Number two, there's some people who are very, very nice people that are your neighbors that you have morning coffee with or see them at the local diner every day. And one viewer detailed this 2 days ago on the live chat. Said, I can't have a conversation with my neighbor about it. Doesn't know about this, doesn't want to know about it, doesn't know what I'm talking about it. And it's like I'm talking to a block wall. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. You have to understand that even people you dearly love and interact with daily may not wish to learn about these items. And you should not feel as though you are any worse a person because you took the time to learn the information and get the money and they didn't. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's going to be far more stark, the people who are informed and the people who are uninformed, than the previous stimulus packages. Why? Because the first one was very detailed. EIDL, PUA, PPP. It was very, very detailed. And certain people got to that detail. The second one was very sort of, it's in my mailbox, I don't have to do anything. The third one, you know now, it's what's going on. How many people know that there was an initial $5,000, that you can get another $5,000 before Christmas? I mean, the viewers of this channel, and that's about it. I mean, there's not a lot of people that know these type of things. So they won't be able to engage in conversations with you about the subject matter, and don't feel it's any worse. Don't feel as though it's any worse. There are then going to be those people that want to change the subject and be it just about themselves. Earlier in this video, you saw me make a joke about someone talking about hyperbole. Someone jumped a live chat, a horrible troll, and saying, is there any check in there? There's a lot of hyperbole. A $2 trillion recon that has $2 trillion of checks. Is that hyperbole? Well, I don't know. It's just a lot of money. I don't know what you'd call that. $2 trillion of checks. Who do you think the checks are going to? Mayor McCheese? Who do you think they're going to? Who do you think they're going to? The Gremlin? the cheese burglar? I mean, who do you think is getting the $2 trillion checks? Yeah, there's $2 trillion of checks in there. Now, if you want to know what they are, watch through the whole video and learn how they are. Finally, what's important to know is that when you get this cash, it is going to not make you feel uncomfortable, but make you feel different than someone else. And so someone else who doesn't want to learn, hear, educate themselves about what each check is and how to get the check is going to bring their fake information, their complete ignorance, their sort of buffoonery sometimes of not really understanding what even this recon was about, and saying, well, there wasn't anything in there for you. There wasn't anything for this. There wasn't anything for that. And I want you to sort of step back and just sort of ignore them, because they really are going to be left behind. It's sad. It's sad. I hope in my deepest heart, as a loving person, that they come around and take the time to learn about those programs and not just sort of, think that that it was just one thing and that one thing and they didn't understand anything. Next, 2 ways to get extra sums of money in this recon, in this third stimulus recon, this holiday stimulus. Worst one is utilities. most of the people who had success stories in the last 2 weeks had gotten 2 utilities. So get your third or fourth. Yeah, so that is why I like Maylou's story. She had gotten $5,000 with rent and 2 utilities. I said, get a third, a fourth, or fifth utility. She did. She got an extra $750. You all have 3 or 4 utilities. So when looking at this third stimulus, this holiday stimulus, look at the utility you didn't get. Go get it. $750. I mean, I don't know how big your household is. I don't know how much you spend on holiday gifts, but $750 landing in your wallet right before Christmas is deliciousness. That's a lot of money. Remember, this is money you're not repaying. It's not a loan. This is a grant. This is free money. So you normally take a wad of cash out of your wallet, maybe $1,000 every month, the rent money, to give it to the landlord. This month, the cash doesn't come out of your wallet because the landlord is getting paid by someone else. The wad of cash, $1,000 in this example, stays in there. And guess what? It's now available for the holiday meals, the holiday trips, the holiday gifts. Yeah, this is how we prepare ahead of time. Viewers of this channel love information. This channel started on day 1 with me covering EIDL loan and PUA and PUAs, PEUCs, and going over how to do this, how to do that, informational, educational, and newsworthy. Continued on the third stimulus is right there now with kind of the costs of 4th stimulus. And we'll be there next year. As 4th stimulus becomes long, to show you how to get all these sums of money. Viewers have said, LALATE, I want more information. Bring more information to this channel. I want to learn a lot more about how to make money. And that is why people are very excited about that new show coming to this channel about the metaverse. It's a new show unlike any place you've seen anywhere that's going to show you how to make money in the metaverse in a very simple, straightforward way. How commerce is engaged in the metaverse, how you can bring your offline business to the metaverse, how you can start a new business in the metaverse. Very, very straightforward, very enjoyable, very interactive, very simple show. If you've seen on this channel in the last 3 days, our overnight crypto show has been modified to now feature really a focus on metaverse coins, especially, with 3 coins really focusing on the show. Less about the prices going up there and the prices going down there, and more about what does this business do? What does this business do? And why do I think this coin that is tied to this business of this metaverse is very important? The show's numbers are going up a lot. The viewership numbers have gone up a lot. People really like it, which subscribes to the point that people want to learn about how to make more money. This is the channel where people learn more money. Coming up next is Holidays LA at 11 a.m. We have the 3 o'clock afternoons LA show, which is brand new. The 5 o'clock evenings LA show, which will be the latest show after the Fed announcement. So that will be, if I don't capture the Fed announcement live on air of Holidays LA, it's going to be that show. I'll see if I can. I see if I can't. Finally, my commentary about one subject matter. Raphael Warnock, I covered him, I think, a little bit early in this video. Senator out of Georgia, ran on a platform to give you $2,000 stimulus check under third stimulus package. Did not deliver it, never delivered it. Now says that he wants that recon, our 4th stimulus recon, to be sort of done in January. Move it out to January. Take care of the voting rights initiative now in December. He doesn't determine when voting goes. And that's why it's important to stay laser focused on this channel, because things are coming in and coming out. If you heard that Raphael Warnock quote and didn't know who said it, you would say, oh my goodness, the recon is now in January. No, he doesn't determine when things go for a vote. Chuck Schumer does. But it's very important that you promise yourself 2 things. 1, that you watch every single video over the next 14 days, because programs are coming out, programs are going in, programs are being increased and reduced. As soon as it becomes law, you want to pounce to get this money before anyone else as a Purple Hawk. Number 2, bring every time you're watching a video a pen and paper and take notes of every check. I want this check, I want this check, I want that check on a 4th stimulus. And make question marks. I don't understand this, I understand that. Because there's a new show coming to this channel where I'm going to answer your questions, because it's important you know how to get every penny when that 4th stimulus becomes a law. And with that, I want you to subscribe to this incredible family. Like this video, and also consider becoming a member to get that incredible newsletter on the channel. Coming up next is Holidays LA at 11 a.m. If we have time, I'm going to go on air as well for morning's crypto across the board. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, and stay with LA for more.